That's a very interesting question. Do you have to reference images as well? Now, certain methodologies actually include the analysis of images. So like narrative methodologies and a couple of your qualitative methodologies, etc. And typically this is where you'll use a qualitative research tool like Atlas TI or NVivo or something like that. Okay. And very good question. The image itself will never have all the metadata of a academic source. Okay. The image will always be part of something else, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So when you cite a source that has an image in it which is relevant to your research, this is where you will add in extra fields to your citation. So you might say, this journal article, 1999, author, etc., and then you'll say, page 9, okay, and the image will be on page 9, for example. Okay. How to answer you for images that are not part of an academic source. They may be part of a website, for example. Remember that if it's data, it doesn't have to be referenced, right? Because data is what you're analyzing, okay? And some people do provide some forms of their data in their appendices because you've generated that data. It doesn't yet have the metadata that you can reference to it. So, Wrench, I'm not too sure exactly what you're talking about, whether the image is part of your data set or whether it's part of something that you want to refer to in, let's say, your literature review or that has relevance to your research topic. But hopefully I answered your question there, that if it is in the academic context, then it'll be on a page or in some position in that source that you can then make a note of in your reference. Now, just maybe on that point, when you click that button and you go in and you edit, it creates a little field that's editable with a little EndNote pop-up, and you can go in there and you can add page numbers or you can add other bits of information, and it will put it in there in the format of that faculty's referencing system, right? So whichever one you're using, the page number will show in the format of the referencing system that you're using. You just have to put the information in that little pop-up window. Hopefully that's useful. Large has got a question. Wouldn't you use of software like EndNote affect us negatively on how to cite and acknowledge sources, where in the future we would want to be a research thesis supervisor? I'm not sure how it would affect you negatively. Maybe you can just expand on that question. If you want to be a research or thesis supervisor in the future, you will most definitely have to be actively using some type of source library. I don't think that it matters which one. The only issue will be if you need to share referencing information, and I've done that quite successfully. All of the libraries do talk to each other, so because they're all using the same academic referencing system, the standardization around our sources means you can use any tool that you want. You'll just need to make a decision about if you need to pay for it, how long you want to use it, and whether you've got access to the training and the tools that helps you become a better user of it. If in your faculty and in the department or wherever it is that you want to go and work, they're all using a certain type of tool and they share knowledge and insights about how to use that tool, then definitely I would say rather use that tool, because it'll just help you be a better research supervisor if people around you are using the same tool. But in terms of collaboration internationally or with other universities or other students, etc., it honestly shouldn't really matter too much, because the format of the export out of EndNote and into any other source library is generally quite standard. So hopefully that answered your question there. For example, being able to deliver students not referencing they were properly, can we be able to pick that up? No, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant because what you will be interested in is the standard that of the faculty that you are using. Now, any reference library that you go into, that's a decent one, it'll have all of these preloaded in there. So the tool doesn't matter. The standard matters, and the student's usage of the tool to have the desired standard of it. What that means is that we don't actually have to learn the standard necessarily. You just have to learn what it should look like. And that's what you're examining. That's what you need to be able to pick up. And often I would say when you then talk to a student that's struggling with referencing, they're maybe not automating their process, or they're not using the tools properly, or they just haven't read the material from your faculty about what referencing system you should be using. Like Chicago, I mean, it's got 50 different versions of the Chicago one. IEEE's got a number of different, and in EndNote, there's a drop down box. You just scroll down, click the one, and then your whole document is in that format.